22-minute podcast. 22-minute podcast. Don't want to take up much of your time. Just gonna read some headlines. Stuff.
Welcome to the 22-minute podcast. My name is Wes Sievertson. Today is March 18th, and in the year 2025, that's a Tuesday. Next year, maybe it'll be a Wednesday, I guess. When was the last leap year? Let's get bogged down. No,
I think it was this year, wasn't it?
Well, then it'll probably be Wednesday. Okay, but that was Mike, and we're also here with James.
Hey guys, it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. Nothing particular, just a normal old Tuesday. And those are the ones you really got to look out for the most.
That's true.
Because I remember one particular Tuesday, at least in the central time zone, I think it was around 9:30. Whenever, I was in a classroom and no one told me anything. But then I got home, after school, my dad was on the couch. You don't know? Why don't you come pick me up, motherfucker? I had to walk home.
Been glued to the TV, the news.
And it turns out there was like a terrorist attack or something. I don't know. I tell you what, though, it did set up a couple years of pretty dark humor for me, and I upset some other 12-year-olds. I can tell you that.
I thought they were playing a weird movie whenever I went to school that day.
Like that.
Is that what happened?
Hey, was that a rerun? No.
MASH got cool.
Dude, is this
So
like
modern.
did they remake it? Is this a remake? Is this a remake? Did y'all after 9/11, it's like they wanted us to kind of keep up with current events or something. And so there was like this magazine style thing that like once a week we would go through. Do y'all remember anything like that? No. We did it at Price Elementary, and I thought you were just over at Porter.
I was at Porter, but I don't remember. I don't remember that.
Interesting. Yeah. The only reason I truly remember it is because one of the covers had like a Muslim woman, in her dress and her headdress and stuff, and she was like holding what I imagined was the rubble of her home. But me as a child just turned to my friend and go, "Hey, what do you think she's saying? Which rock should I throw?" Because there had just been a lot of videos of like people in the Middle East throwing rocks. I didn't know I was being racist. Which rock? She's crying. She's like so distraught. She doesn't know which rock
Just
she
can't
wants to
figure
throw.
out the left.
Which rock do I throw? And it's actually that her child's probably dead and her home's destroyed. And we did it, So, no, I would love to get a hold of whatever those magazines were. I don't know if I could Google what those.
Was your elementary pre-K through 6th?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not pre-K.
Kindergarten
or whatever,
through 6th,
kindergarten through 6th.
Yeah.
So I was in middle school. So.
You don't think it was just like
We had
National
TVs and
Geographic
shit
or
going
something?
No, I don't. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I thought it really felt like an education department thing, like it just delivered through the school kind of.
Oh, gotcha.
So wait, you were
Stay
in the.
vigilant.
You're saying
Stay vigilant.
You're saying the 6th grade for y'all was middle school?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's how it is here.
Yeah, 6th,
too.
7th, 8th.
I mean, that's the way it was in a lot of places in Texas. Just not Mesquite.
Yeah.
Or Garland. No, that's interesting because let's see, it was 5th grade when 9/11 happened. But yeah. 6th.
No, it was 6th grade.
6th grade.
Yeah,
Unless you
2001.
got held
Because that was
back.
my first and only year at my first year at public school.
Okay. I would honestly have to think about it, and I'm not saying y'all are wrong at all. So but I definitely would have to search my memory just wow. Anyway, I swear. Oh man. Anyway, okay. I can't think about it right now because it will take me a second, and no one wants to
Wow.
hear this.
All
What?
that remember 9/11 and you can't.
I told you I remember coming home and my
failed this
dad
country.
was on the couch, bro. I don't, but if kids were getting pulled, this is how oblivious I probably still am, but definitely was. Is if kids were getting pulled out of school around me, no idea.
Yeah, no, they definitely were. There was
No,
a couple
you
of-
don't know.
No, there's a
Got to be
definitely.
a record for
You
gym
weren't there.
supporters today.
Well, no, I'm talking about in my class.
Yeah, I know for sure. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yes, no. Of course, people were, but I'm saying if it was happening around me, I did not notice at all. So,
Catherine's getting pulled out of school. Okay.
like, I think I noticed kids getting pulled out of school whenever the first Pokemon movie came out, more than I noticed. But
Why am I still in school right now?
But the difference is that I knew the Pokemon movie was coming out. They didn't tell us that 9/11 had happened. so I just didn't. I was just in my own little world as usual. You know, I made a little song up to myself when I was a kid, and I don't know why. And it went like, oh, shit, how did it go? You know, the lyrics involved Boy George. I did not know who Boy George was. I had no idea who Boy George was. I can't remember the exact melody, but that was what I was doing in elementary school. Paying attention as little as possible.
And writing songs, dude.
Yeah, making little jingles, little stories.
Jingle jangles.
I used to have a picture of me and my dad that I would keep in my pocket, and I'd look at that, and then I'd put it back in my pocket.
Was it just like in your pocket every day sort of thing?
For like a year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was it 6th grade?
No.
Okay.
No. It was like the 4th grade
Okay.
or something. Just a nice picture.
Yeah.
You know, why not? It's before he said that the races shouldn't mix. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to take this picture out of my pocket now.
You know what? I don't like carrying around a picture of this individual. Oh, my God. What is today? March 18th. Okay. On this day in 1990. Y'all know more about this. I do remember hearing about this documentary being a popular thing at the time, but I don't know anything about this.
I also don't know anything about this.
But James,
I've seen it, but I retain
Right.
nothing.
Okay, well then, you know what? I think I know
I
just
fell
as much
asleep.
as y'all do. The largest art in U.S. history. 12 paintings were taken from Isabella Stewart Garden Museum in Boston. You know, they need to name that better. How
Yeah, I
about just the Isabel Stewart Museum? We don't need a garden.
The ISG.
gardener in there.
Oh, they were taken from the
Yeah,
ISG.
the ISG
Sure.
sounds way cooler.
Yeah, okay. The Isabel Stewart Gardner. We don't even need to call it a museum. It's just a synonymous with the name.
That's right.
That's the goddamn share of museums.
the goddamn share of museums.
Yeah.
Mm.
Worth over $500 million. You know, if they fence that shit, though, they're not getting $500 million. That's the point.
It says they only stole 13 pictures or paintings. Sorry. So.
Pictures.
Pictures.
Pictures. No, I mean, clearly high value stuff.
Yeah.
But they still won't get. I mean, if you fence something, you're gonna get like half. Most
Maybe,
likely.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were collectors.
Everyone's seen Heat.
Maybe. Yeah. They don't even want to sell it. They just like having it up in their bathroom.
I look at this Monet every time I take a shit.
You know, there's some billionaire
Manet.
out there who like has a Monet or a Manet. He's a big impressionist guy.
Well, they only stole from Rembrandt, Manet, and then one other guy.
I mean, Manet, though, for some reason, not as like a name, like the name. You almost hear Manet, and you're like, "Is that Monet?" You know what I mean? Manet is awesome. Manet is also an incredible impressionist painter. And then, Renoir. I mean,
You're talking to a real art guy here, so I get what you're saying.
sorry. I did take an art history. I took 2 art history classes. I apologize. I wasted. Yeah, I'm a lib. And
You don't
then
talk down to me with your college education.
well, one
better than me?
of the classes was in high school, but and then
That's what I said.
that's what I said.
Higher learning.
Right. I only got to the 7th grade. No.
Mhm.
And then what?
First one in my family.
There was like a Manet. What do you call them? A Manet show, whatever, that came through Fort Worth, like 10 years ago. So I went to go see all of the stuff that they showed. I don't know.
Right, like at the
Exhibition
DMA
or something?
It was at the Kimball Art
nice.
Museum. Yeah.
Mhm.
The Kimball, honestly, that's the place that's where the Van Gogh exhibit. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, exhibit.
That's where the Van Gogh exhibit went through. Like that's where, honestly,
The Starry Night thing.
yeah. Like I mean, Dallas is great because it has the better aquarium and I think it has a better zoo. The Fort Worth Zoo is great, but for some reason, all of the best art goes through the Kimball. I don't know why.
I think the Van Gogh exhibit did go through the DMA though.
Oh,
like,
really?
Recently.
Okay,
Yeah.
it came back through.
And it's cool because it's right across from the Perot Museum. And
Right.
shit.
No, the Pro's really
I
nice.
do like the Pro. Yeah, that's neat.
It's nice. It's nice to have. You know, even Denver is not as big as Dallas is population-wise, but it still has great rough museums. So, I don't know. I like a museum. I once tried to take. This is when I knew I was out of touch. Okay, when I was truly like, I don't know what's going on. Is I tried to take a girl on a date in a city that I wasn't from, and I was like, I'm not from here. I'd love to go to this museum, and she was like, That's really serious. Like, you want to go to a museum? I was like, what?
That's serious?
I don't know, dude, bro. I guess she just was looking for a poke in the night.
Look out for that glitter.
And
sex tape.
listen, I like a little foreplay, lady. Why don't we go to a museum, have a little conversation, you know? Maybe you show me you have a little more intellectually going on than just taking your clothes off.
Glitter.
I'm sorry that I have expectations. Yeah, all that damn glitter. She's like, I like this mayonnaise, but it needs, you know what? It needs glitter. She just throws glitter on a mayonnaise. I kind of want that to happen. see,
Worse than stealing it.
this would be the short film of the week, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, if we get to the point where we have funds to invest back into the podcast, which I don't know when that would be, but that's for me what it would be, is like we need to be making more little short content that could go viral, yes, but in the form of like well-produced short films that are no more than like at max 5 minutes long, and that's like very long. They need to be 2 minutes kind of thing. And I think you could easily do a little montage of going on a date at a museum, it being weird at first, showing up to the museum, it cut into someone like me saying something overly pretentious about the piece of art that's in front of them that no one else cares about, and then her being like, it's cool, but you know what I could use? And then she just throws the glitter, and that's, you know what I mean? Anyway, all right. Where am I?
And then you just go, I love you. Yeah, walk off.
Can you treat me the way you just treated this piece of art?
Me next.
Please put glitter on me.
Right, and then it cuts to me tied up, laying on the ground, and she has a stiletto in the small of my back.
Mm-hmm.
And now Mike's happy.
Oh, I love a good pair of stilettos.
Stilettos.
Sledettos.
That's the new popular stiletto company. Stilettos.
Gardettos were good.
What? Is that another brand?
What else happened today?
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah. On this day, so there was only one.
On this day, yeah.
On this day, strictly
historic.
kind of history note. Now we're to the da-da-ba-ba-da, what happened on this day in music. 1973, David Bowie releases his 6th studio album, Aladdin's Sane.
Mm-hmm.
What is David Bowie doing, guys? Picnic in Detroit. He did it.
Panic.
Panic in Detroit. I apologize. Was someone having a picnic while the panic was happening?
It's
Juxtaposition.
It's a song about Iggy Pop's experience during an interview in like the 1960s.
Did he pull his dick out?
I don't know. I was going to read more about it, but he better have. That big old thing with that hog was probably already slaying around.
You know, I okay, this is maybe not something that we should like. I don't know. Maybe it's not good content.
Okay.
But you know, there was we all I think follow a certain group of podcasts, and they were listing rock stars by ugliness, right? And they got to Iggy Pop, and they were like real ugly. And I was like, I've never thought of Iggy Pop as ugly in my life. Like, he's older now. If you go back,
he might be unconventional.
Well, sure, yeah, exactly. Like, he's unconventionally, but if you go back to, like, I don't know, he's in incredible shape. For his age, and always has been. But if you just go back to, like, listen, I get it. If you just want to look at him in his 40s, that's what a man. Sometimes that's what a 40-year-old man's face turns into. I don't know. Like, what do you want to do? Stop getting.
I think Chris Rock touched on this with a stand-up bit, and
really?
he was like, you know, it's a whole women only want your money thing, but it was like the 80s.
Oh.
But he
I've
goes,
heard that. I've heard it before.
If Mick Jagger drove a cab, he'd be the ugliest man on earth.
Sure. But because he's a rock star.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's his charisma.
Yeah.
Right?
And, charisma, fame, money. It all. I mean, power, dude. Like, there's things that we have never felt. Like, literally. No, seriously. Like, it's we've talked about it before, where it's like there are people who what they crave is attention, right? In such specific, like, overwhelming ways that it creates a sensation that we're not familiar with. Literally.
Well, if you can harness that, it might be pretty lucrative.
Of course. I mean, and that perhaps is like a symptom of why that person craves that attention in the first place. Is like, if you can harness your narcissism, your sociopathy, like, and not feel shame. Yeah, cool. I wish I didn't feel shame. On this day in 1987, Raising Arizona is released. Fucking love Ray.
Okay.
It says here that your name is actually Nathan Huffines. Tell me, why do you go by Nathan Arizona? Yeah, would you buy a piece of furniture from a place called Unpainted Huffines? It's one of the greatest goddamn lines in history, and I don't know that people get it.
Is that their first? No, it's not. It can't. be.
Blood Simple was their first,
Okay.
I think, movie that they did on their own. They wrote a movie before that, and I think it's a cult classic that I've never seen. It's, something about an electric chair. I really don't remember, but yeah, that was, I think that was their second.
Okay.
I think that's right. I could be forgetting something for sure, but I think it went Blood Simple, Raising Arizona. Yeah. Yeah, Nick Cage, man. I mean, honestly, I could talk about that movie for way too long. I love every single fucking second of it. I mean, all right. The only thing I'm gonna say about it is I find few things funnier than his reaction of being so scared that he might throw up on himself. like the guy's walking at him and he's holding a board and he's just I lose it every time.
Such a good choice.
And I want to know whose choice it was, man. Like, I love it. God, no, that movie really, to me, that movie is 100% perfect. And honestly, if I could take a lot of what that movie does, not the plot, but just who the characters kind of are and kind of what the world is, and then add like wizards and magic to the universe, you know what I mean? Like even just imagine Raising Arizona, but it's about muggles and it's still just in the universe that has magic or whatever. That's, even if it's just that, where like you're actually following like a downtrodden muggle because like, well, the class system in this world benefits wizards and the people who can do magic, and he's just just like Nick Cage's character in Raising Arizona, he's struggling to, like, he used to be some sort of criminal and now he wants to build a family and he's trying to rise up from that, even though he's at the complete bottom of society, and then his past comes to haunt him, kind of thing, in a very hilarious way. That's what I would want to, that's honestly what I've been thinking about. And now you all know. So if you fucking steal it, just honestly shout me out. You don't got to give me $1. If it got made and I could turn to, I guess Mike's daughter when she's like 20 and be like, that's my idea. Why is your friend so weird, Dad?
What is Wes talking
Why
about?
is he always like
Why does he still live with you?
No.
He's still upset about the pie shop not having any pies.
Every day we hear about the pies. Oddly, the one day he doesn't bring it up is March 14th. Anyway, all right. We have very little time left, and I've taken so much to get off of the beaten path here. And we will stick to the beaten path of... See, the metaphor here is that the beaten path is the one that, hey, Brad Dourif has had a birthday for 75 years. You know what I mean?
Oh,
on this day.
On this day.
So that's the well-trodden path. But he's turning 75. I love Brad Dourif.
Love Brad
Dourif, dude.
He's the voice of Chucky, yeah?
Yes, dude. I mean... He is very, very, very underrated, I think. Just like Elias Coty or whatever. They're both kind of in that same realm of just incredible performances that really stick out to you, but every time you're like, oh, it's that guy. Anyway, turning 55, Queen Latifah. Turning 62, Vanessa Williams. Turning 50. Vanessa. Big in the 90s, you know what I mean?
Was she an Eraser? With
I don't know.
I think she was in Eraser.
Oh, is that
with,
right? Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm having a hard time if that was her or... Oh, gosh, now I can't even remember. Stacey Dash, but I don't remember. Yeah, Dane Cook turning 53. Was funny once. You know what I mean?
She was an Eraser.
Nice.
Oh, nice. There you go.
He was funny once.
Honestly, that original Comedy Central special, just stick with that.
It's so 30 minutes of hilarity.
It really is pretty damn good. And even his second CD wasn't bad.
No.
But it really started tapering off.
And then it became very cookie cutter Dane Cook based
Yeah.
upon these things.
And then he had like a did he do the shocker? What was his?
Yeah, that was a thing.
It was weird. Yeah, man. Honestly, that first he's so much more like eclectic with his first one.
Yeah.
Like he was definitely riding that 90s thing of like, because I remember a joke of him being like, what do you do? Like for some reason out of nowhere he starts talking to the audience, the fictional audience in his mind of being like, or Jesus, or are you at home doing black tar heroin? Get off the stuff. Like that kind of shit is what I like. Like where are we? How did we get here? But then, yes, he just became more cookie cutter and like whatever. Anyway, all right, we have less than a minute left, so let's just make sure. Oh yeah, I guess I definitely wanted to say it's the director of Smile's birthday. I liked Smile 1.
I didn't see it.
Smile 1's good.
Is it?
Watch the first one. The second one is like, I'm sorry, but when the second one started and I'm like, wait, we're following a pop star. So she has the ability to be in front of a large audience. Let me guess what's going to happen. Like, it happened.
Is it also Parker Finn?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe they made him make it. You know what I mean? It was a
sure,
very successful first one.
Something in the contract or something, maybe.
I mean, if it's IP, man. If it
Yeah.
worked, it worked. It might work again. Okay, bye.